If a young person came to you now and they were in college or considering law school and they wanted advice from you, but instead of asking for advice on how do I become a psychedelics lawyer, they wanted your advice on how do I live a good life, what would your answer be to them?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think I would start by telling them that they're important and that if they've never heard that their voice or their feelings are important before, that living a good life requires a recognition that your needs, your feelings, and your experience are just as important as the experiences that everyone else are going through. And that pure selflessness with no regard for what your experience is like is not going to be the key to living a quote unquote good life. I would tell them to pay attention to what their body tells them. And I would tell them to pay attention to their own discomfort, not in a selfish way, but in a way that acknowledges that these experiences are happening and they might be telling you something about your surroundings. I would tell them to start slow and then slow down more. I would tell them to try to do one thing at a time as much as possible. I would go back to the old Buddhist proverb of when you're having a feeling, stop. Whatever feeling you're having, the job that you have at that moment is to feel, not to react. And then if you don't want to be a reactive person, if you want to be a thoughtful, considered person, you have to start practicing that principle as early as you possibly can. I would tell them to enjoy the things that they accomplish and to consider enjoyment part of the achievement rather than the consequence thereof. I would tell them again to start slow and move even slower. I would tell them to not worry so much about building a good legacy in their life, but to worry about being a good person in the circumstances in which they find themselves today. I would tell them that the things they'll regret the most are the times when they were unkind to someone else. I often hear people talk about how the world's changed so much and everyone's so sensitive now, and this is politically correct or this is not. Regardless of what you said, and whether you used all of the right terms or words or whatever, the opinions you will regret holding, the things you will regret saying, the things you will look back and wish that you did differently, are the times when you treated someone else as if they weren't also you. The sooner you can recognize that the greatest lie we have ever been told is that there is a such thing as other people, the sooner you will start living a good life.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate so much your time. I'm so honored to have you on. And this has been one of the most important conversations I think I've had, not just on this podcast, but just of my life, definitely in the last several years. And I'm really, really honored and grateful that I've gotten the opportunity to get to know you